Hello and welcome to the first proper live from our new place. You don't have to be too eagle-eyed to see that the background behind me is very different to what you used to see. I'm still having a few technical issues with things, and I haven't quite got the camera set up quite right, which means things look a little bit different. But I'm going to ask you to bear with me as I get used to broadcasting from this very new venue. I would also like to apologise in advance in case I get interrupted by any cats. As you can imagine, the cats have been rather upset by the move, so you never know quite what's going to happen. But we will plough on regardless. I don't really have, excuse me, a specific thing that to deal with today. So I think on the grounds that it's probably what I feel I would need if I was watching this video, I am just going to do a very gentle flowing set and then a gentle, generally relaxing mindfulness meditation. What I would like to invite you to do, though, is as we're going through the move set, I'd like to invite you to be very aware of how your body is reacting to what you're doing. And be very aware of the limits that your body wants to impose, and just acknowledge those limits and accept them. If you're anything like me, some days you'll find that you can really, sort of move your arms around, and others it's a struggle to even make the smallest of moves. That's normal. The important thing isn't that every day you're working loose and flowing. The important thing is that every day you listen to what your body wants to do and just go with that, because that's what qigong is all about. Because if you're doing something that causes you discomfort, you're actually blocking the energy flow. And that's what mindfulness is all about, because it's about awareness of what messages that your mind and body are sending you. Okay, so in a moment I'm going to step back from the camera and get into the open space and lead you through the moves. When we come to the meditation, as normal, I will signal the beginning of the meditation with the sound of the singing bowl and ask you to follow the sound of the singing bowl as it fades into silence. And then to end the meditation, I will once again sound the singing bowl 3 times. So get yourself into your open space and we will get on with the move set. So just stand for a minute with your feet together. Just shake everything, just check everything is nice and loose. And then step out into a nice bear stance. That's feet hip width apart, knees very slightly relaxed. Hips, knees and toes in a line, back straight, neck straight, core abdominal muscles engaged if you are so inclined. Just take a minute to stand in this position and just breathe. Take a moment to just breathe. Maybe send your attention down to your feet. Check that your weight is evenly balanced, evenly distributed across both feet. Maybe just get a sense of any parts of you that are possibly sending louder signals than others. And then I'd like you to imagine that you're in a beautiful glass lift cage. And this glass lift, you can look out over the most glorious countryside. I'd like you to imagine with every breath, this little cage slowly floats down. With every breath, it gets slightly lower, slowly dropping floor by floor by floor, maybe only half a floor, if that's what you're most comfortable with. Let that lid cage drop to a point that you're comfortable with. And then when you're ready, make sure your hands and arms are hanging loose. Try to get a feeling in your arms that they're completely empty. Turn your hands so that your palms are facing towards the back. And then with your next in-breath, slowly let your arms float up in front of you. And as you breathe out, let them sink back down again. Find your own breath and your own rhythm. Only move your arms as far as you can easily manage in one gentle breath, and as far as your joints and your body want you to move them. Try to make it gentle and flowing. Maybe get a sense as you breathe in, you're pulling energy up. Try to get a sense of breath and body flowing together. Breathe in, let your arms float up. Breathe out, and they sink back down. And then the last time for this move. Breathe out, and let your hands sink down. And at the bottom, relax and let go. And with your next in-breath, your hands float up again. But then turn your palms in, and just let them spread out. And as you breathe out, you just float back in together and back down. Try to get a sense that your arms are moved apart by the expansion of your chest. Really try to feel your chest and lungs expanding with the in-breath. Maybe as you breathe in, you can imagine you breathe in good and positive energy. As you breathe out, imagine you release any neck stress or tension like gracefully. Breathe in, your arms float up and spread out. As you breathe out, your arms float back in and back down. And then the last time for this move. And with your next in-breath, bring your arms up, high as you're comfortable with. Form an arch, or maybe imagine that you're holding a ball of energy in between your hands. As you breathe out, dip gently on your left knee and let your right arm uncurl. As you breathe in, everything comes back to the center. And do the same on the other side. As your hands move through the air, easy to see why this move is called painting rainbows. With your fingers tracing the shape of a rainbow. Maybe you could imagine you've got rainbow coloured paint on your fingers, and you actually do paint a rainbow in the air. Breathe out, tip on one knee, let the opposite arm uncurl, breathe in, everything comes back to the middle, and then last time for this move, as you breathe in, your weight comes to the middle, your hands meet at the top, and then breathe out, turn your palms out, and let your hands sweep down by your side. As you breathe in, let them rise up again. And take your hands as far as you're really comfortable with. Keep an eye on your shoulders. Make sure your shoulders aren't hunched in this move. This move is called parting the clouds. Breathe in, your hands rise up. Breathe out. Turn your palms out and let them float down, and imagine you're pushing away the clouds. And then the last time for this move, breathe in. Then as you breathe out, just bring your hands into position in front of your abdomen. And then with the next in-breath, turn gently from the waist to the left and let your left hand drift out. As you breathe in, bring everything back into the centre. And the same on the other side. Careful to keep your hips, knees and toes in line with this move. Make the turn from the waist, not from the hips. Breathe in, one hand floats out as you turn from the waist. Breathe out and everything comes back into the centre. And then last time for this move, breathe in, bring your hands back into the centre. And then just get your hands ready to balance your chin. As you breathe in, imagine you're feeling around an imaginary ball, and as you breathe out, imagine you're pushing that ball underwater. Be careful with this move, take your hands no higher than your heart. Breathe in, your hands come up and over the top, and as you breathe out, you float down. And then last time for this move, and this time as you breathe out, just let your hands come to rest in front of your abdomen. Just for a moment, stand quiet and still. Just let everything settle. And then when you're ready, just get yourself into your chair or lying down. Ready for our meditation. Get yourself comfortable and settled. And I'd like to invite you to follow the sound of the singing bowl as it fades into silence. Follow the sound as it fades away. And as you do, I'd like you to become very aware of how your body is supported right now. Whatever is touching your body, I'd like you to focus your attention on where that touch happens. Is the touch soft or is it hard? Are there any contrasts in texture? Get a sense of your body being supported right here, right now. And maybe imagine gravity pulling you just a little deeper in. And as you do, just let your shoulders just relax. Now I'd like you to bring your attention to your breathing. I don't want you to change your breath in any way. I just want you to notice what you notice with each natural, easy breath. Or maybe your breath isn't so easy for some reason. If that's the case, just notice your breath. Just accept that this is how your breath is right here, right now. Just notice. And whatever you're noticing, just accept that that is what you are noticing. I don't want you to wonder if you're noticing the right sort of thing, or if things should be different, or if other people are noticing different things to you. All that matters is what you notice right here, right now, in this moment. Let go of any natural temptation to try and compare yourself with what you think you should be feeling or what you think others might be sensing. Just let go of that, because all that matters is what you are aware of in this moment, right here, right now. So just let your mind rest in your breath, just accepting whatever you notice. Now maybe there is one part of your breath that comes more naturally to your attention. Well, that's fine. Just let your attention rest there. Now, because you've got a normal mind, chances are that it's going to want to wander off and do its own thing. Well, you know, that's okay. When you notice that your mind has wandered off, I don't want you to get annoyed with yourself or to think that you're doing anything wrong. Because minds are meant to think. That's what they're meant to do. The problem is, sometimes the things they think about aren't that helpful. And that's when you need to notice what your mind is doing and bring it back to what you want it to do. So any time you notice your mind has wandered away from focusing on your breath or whatever else it is that I'm asking you to do, I want you to congratulate yourself for noticing what your mind is doing. And then just gently quietly lead your mind back to following the instructions of the meditation. And it doesn't matter how many times you need to do this. As many times as your mind wanders off, just as many times lead it back. Because all that matters is that right here, right now, you are focusing on just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. And any time your mind wanders, just bring your mind back to focusing on every in-breath and every out-breath. Is every breath the same? Can you follow your breath all the way in and then again all the way out? Are you aware of any muscles moving? Muscles in your chest, in your back, or in your abdomen? Are you aware of your diaphragm moving? It doesn't matter what you notice. You will notice what's right for you, right here, right now. And there is no right or wrong way to do this. You notice what you notice. So just let your attention rest with what you naturally notice about each in-breath and each out-breath. If you want to, you can maybe just focus on the in-breath for a few breaths. And then maybe try and focus on the out-breath. Chances are that you are aware of movement of breath or muscle. And there is a lot of movement associated with your breath. Right now, I'd like you to try and become aware of that moment of stillness in between each breath, when just for a moment nothing moves. Try to rest your attention in that brief pause when your out-breath becomes an in-breath and your in-breath becomes an out-breath. Don't hold your breath in any way. Just try to become aware of that brief moment of stillness. And as you sense that stillness, what sort of feelings do you notice? Now, stillness is something that can be very hard to find in this busy world. You might like to think about the fact that that moment of stillness actually happens hundreds of times every day, whether you are aware of it or not. So maybe you might like the idea that every time that that moment of stillness happens, it puts a tiny drop of stillness into a place inside you for you to call on it when you need it. We all have a place deep inside us where we keep feelings that we can need to call on when life decides to get challenging. Feelings like calmness, stillness, confidence, happiness, peacefulness, joy. I'd like you to find that place now, deep inside you. Then with your next in-breath, I'd like you to imagine that you breathe down deeply into that place. And as you breathe out, Your out breath carries with it the feeling that you need right here, right now. And with every breath, that feeling gets spread further and further around your body. So maybe after 5 or 6 gentle, easy breaths, you can sense that the whole of your body has become filled by that feeling that you need right here, right now. Try to hold the whole of your body in your awareness. Be aware of it being filled with this good feeling. And notice how good it feels. Really enjoy that good feeling. Then I'd like you to let your attention move back once more to your breath. But as you do, just notice how anchoring yourself in your breath keeps that feeling moving. Now I'd like you to let your attention start moving outwards. Maybe you can become aware, first of all, of clothes touching your skin. And then, once again, become aware of your body being supported by the bed or the chair or the floor. Then I'd like you to become more aware of the room around you and the sounds both inside and outside the room. Then I'd like you to start bringing yourself back to normal awareness. But keep your eyes closed until you have heard the singing bowl sound for the 3rd time. Allow your eyes to open, but as you do, keep in the front of your mind the thought that you can take this good feeling with you through the rest of your day. Okay, I hope you are now fully back and fully alert. Do please make sure that you are fully awake and alert before you go on and do anything, with machinery or anything like that. I hope you've enjoyed this first session from my new place. As ever, if you have any requests for anything you'd like me to discuss in future videos, do please feel free to PM me. I'm happy to cover specific health topics in the meditation, so things like pain or depression or stress. I'm happy to discuss the moves in more detail so that you get a greater understanding of the stance and how you should be doing things. I am actually thinking about doing a series of videos, quite short, where I literally dissect each move of the Shibashi set in turn. That's something I've got buzzing around in my head at the moment. I haven't really got myself formulated. Got a formulation for that yet, but that is something I'm thinking of doing. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I hope that you will join me next week.